When MINORRR released in the final days of 2024, I never would have guessed that we'd see yet another Drake only a couple of months later. But that's exactly what we got with the release of ShelterDrake in a random booster select. In this video, we're gonna unbox this new Drake variant and see if it's worthy of the name, or if it's yet another forgettable February shelf warmer. ShelterDrake released in the BX39 Random Booster Select on February 15th. In the manga, Shelter is used by Seal Kaminari, and it's supposed to be a sort of fusion between his previous Black Shell and Chrome's Impact Drake. Diving straight into the first box, we have the prize red color first. I do want to really quickly take a look at the skill up guide because we get a silhouette for the upcoming CX Dran Brave. The hype for this bay is just immense. For the bit, we have GP or gear point, and this is fine. I never used this part, and it was first released with Unicorn Sting over a year ago. I don't really have much to say other than it has gears that go all the way down, allowing it to go pretty wild in the stadium, but it has a small ball at the tip, giving you more control than gear flat. It's just not a very exciting part, but speaking of Unicorn Sting, I would not mind seeing a CX evolution of that bay at some point. It just seems like Takara Tomy just kind of forgot about it. Next up is the Ratchet with 780. While this is a brand new part, it's now the third and probably final variant of the 7 series of Ratchets, after getting 760 with Leon Crest and 770 in the Nightmail customized set. This lineup of Ratchets is pretty good, so getting another variant is nice. Takara Tomy has also been trying really hard to mix in Impact Drake with the advertising of this random booster, like creating an Impact combo using 780 and Gear Point, but I don't know if that's actually a good combo, or them trying to give you a reason to buy this random booster. If any of you guys want to pre-order the upcoming CX line of Beyblades, definitely go and check out sponsor of the channel, Mall of Toys. They have all of the upcoming releases like Dran Brave and Wizard Arc up for pre-order right now. Go and check them out, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off. And finally, we have the ShelterDrake blade, and it is super thin. Whenever we first got pictures, I think people were pretty surprised at how thin and lightweight this blade looked. Some even estimated the weight to be sub 28 grams. And now that I have the bay for myself, they're mostly right. It's a pretty balanced and oblong shape, which could be good for more aggressive builds, but its only decent contact areas are these flat sections on both sides of the blade. Just not really a big footprint. I mean, just compare it to more aggressive attack types like Impact Drake or even Shark Edge, and there is just no comparison. I don't want to judge it too early though, so we'll just have to wait for the battles. The full combo is pretty nice. It has a really simple all red look, and compared to the recent UX bays or upcoming CX releases, the blade shape and details are also really simple. I do appreciate the fact that they baked in some of the details from Black Shell's design into the blade of ShelterDrake. It's a pretty nice character callback, but that doesn't really affect the performance of the bay. Now let's move on to the other colors of this set, starting with the yellow version. This one is probably my least favorite of the three, but it does come with some pretty decent parts. For the bit, we have a bright yellow orb, which is good, but not quite in that elite meta part category with ball and even free ball. The Ratchet is 570 and kind of a burnt yellow. Whenever you compare it to the 570 from Wizard Rod, they are almost the exact same, but the one from Shelter looks a bit more dehydrated, if you know what I mean. The final part is the blade, and this yellow color just isn't for me. I don't dislike it, but I prefer the prize red and even the green one, which is a bit surprising given it seems like I hate every green bay ever made, at least according to some of the YouTube comments I get. And speaking of green, the final bay in this set is the green version of ShelterDrake. For the bit, we have Dot, and how do people feel about this? I know some really liked it when it debuted with Black Shell, but it seems like nobody talks about it anymore, so I don't know how relevant it really is. For the Ratchet, we have 360, which has been released a million times, but it's still one of the most used Ratchets in the entire game. And this dark green just looks great. It pairs pretty well with the green version of Tyranno Beat, and see, I don't hate green. Sometimes. And finally, we have the Blade. I've already talked about this layer twice, so the only new thing I could say is that this color is a direct callback to Seal's original bay, Black Shell. There's a ton of Black Shell fans out there, so let me know how you guys feel about this colorway. To be honest, it's a bit hard to be hyped for this set, given Takara Tomi's long streak of forgettable February releases. Next month sees the launch of the most game-changing update to the generation we've seen yet with CX. Last year, Sphinx Cowl dropped right before the launch of UX, and in February of 2023, we didn't get a new Beyblade at all because we were in between generations. But before we get too negative, let's actually do some battles and see if Shelter can make any sort of impact. Get it? Because Impact Drake. Never mind. Alright, up against Vice Tiger. Oh, another Pendragon Bay. Vice is also not super powerful, so we'll be able to see how good Shelter is against an older release. Oh, huge impacts! And Shelter is able to take the win there. Oh, Vice with a huge impact! Oh! Some major contact going on, but I think Shelter's gonna hang on. And it does. There's another win against Vice Tiger. Oh! Good strike. Can we see a burst finish? Maybe an extreme finish? I don't think so. Oh, little extreme dash from Shelter, but wow, Vice didn't even try like once, didn't even stand a chance. Now let's put the prize ShelterDrake up against the nasty yellow one. Oh! Crazy speed! Oh, there's a burst! What? I can't even speak properly. Not a burst finish, that's an extreme finish. Had no idea what was going on that battle. Tons of action, but there's an extreme finish for ShelterDrake. Alright, let's see what we can get again. No impact so far. This might be a battle of stamina. Oof. Yeah, no major contact that time, but who is going to take the win here? And the yellow one is going to win it out, but that's Orb for you. Come on, let's get a burst finish or something. Oh! Nice extreme dash! And there we go, an over finish. Exactly what I was looking for the most part. Up against a much heavier bay with Impact Drake. Oh! What? Are you serious? Really? Oh, okay, well, Shelter just continues to just destroy. Oh! Oh, good strike! Dude, Shelter was just swinging around the stadium just so wildly. Could it still pull out a stamina finish here? It might be close. And the winner is going to be Impact Drake that time. Oh! Big hit! Oh my god! Huge hit on ShelterDrake there. Impact is just laying these hits in. Oh, and Impact is still gonna take that. Now, these battles are against stock combos, which aren't gonna be the best all of the time, so I do think Shelter is going to struggle against more competitive combos with, you know, Wizard Rod or Silver Wolf, but just for your standard day-to-day battling, it's a lot of fun. After these battles, I'm not sure what my opinion is. On one hand, it can deliver some wild attacks, and every match is fun to watch. On the other hand, the shape is hilariously flat, and the weight isn't winning any awards besides maybe a participation medal? Combined with the fact that CX is releasing next month with a ton of product for you to spend your money on, it's hard for me to recommend this. Why spend on a random booster select with mid parts when you can buy 2 CX starters instead? This is a bay I would recommend when Hasbro makes it more accessible. They'll remove it from this game of random booster RNG, and if it's like Sphinx Cowl, you'll eventually see it at your local stores for like $8. But let me know what you guys think about Shelter in the comments down below. Do you think it's a valid addition to the Drake lineup, or did it end up being a minor disappointment? But thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe to join the Nook Nation. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.